Hey guys, welcome back to the Nos Esther Malkos channel. On today's session, we are going to review this game, Payday. I'm going to do an unboxing, share with you the features, share with you the instructions so you can play the game by yourself. Then we're going to go into some juicy educational tips sprinted throughout. And last, I'm going to share with you my opinion. So without waiting any further, we have this game, Payday. Now, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. And check out the description box below for links if you'd like to purchase Payday. So Payday is actually for me more of a nostalgia game. I grew up playing Payday. It was one of the first, I would say early on, my parents always got us games for the holidays. And this was a game that we actually got, I believe, when I was about 10 years old. No, this is not the version that's long been since destroyed. But I was looking through a store, one of those discount local stores, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's Payday. I have to pick it up. I have to. So this is, I guess, a newer version of the old but wonderful game. This is kind of, for lack of better description, like a Monopoly box. It's rectangle and everything is in here. Okay, so in terms of the game, you have the instructions. The instructions for this one, there are no, as you can see, there's no visuals, there's no images. It's really written old-fashioned, as it says here, retro time. And I found one or two of them a little bit difficult to understand. Like it didn't, well, you'll see later, but some of the spots on the board, there was no explanation, so we kind of had to make it up on our own. But they were, I guess they were okay to get through. Next, I'm not really sure why the board is split into two sections. So one section is this big, I guess to hold up the board, but we just stuck the board at the bottom. But there's this big box, and you'll see later it's for savings and loan. This calculates the interest percentage. It's really 10%. So educational tip here, if your kids are learning percents, don't even show this to them. Have them, decide 10% for saving earnings and 10% for loans. But that's that. Next, we have all the pieces. They fit in here. They do not fit nicely. I'm going to give you a warning. You have 4 of these little pegs. They're really just, I would say, they're one of the first pegs ever created. There's nothing special. There's that, Next, you have your loan and savings. So you can write it down here. There are 2 types of cards. This is the mail cards, and they're in blue, very bold. There is a ton more mail cards, as you can see here. And then you have your deal cards. And last but not least, oh, there's a die, little die. But you have your paper money. Now, this is legit paper. It is not good quality at all. It is thin. It is flimsy. Do not play it with rough children. This is a warning for me to you guys, unless you're planning on laminating and cutting out every single bit of paper. So you have your $5 bills, you have your $10 bills, you have your $20 bills, you have your $50 bills, 100 and, oopsie, 500. Now, educational over here, place value, you have your ones, tens, and hundreds. So if you are learning place value, this is thumbs up for place value. I do want to point out, I get drawn into color, but as you can see here, these are beautiful. So whoever chose the paper to print this money on did a great job. I just like color. What can I do? And last but not least, we of course have our super duper big board. Now, I love it. The board is set up to look like a calendar. Yeah. It is set up to look like a calendar. It is very simple. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, but when I opened it up and the kids agree, it's not like, ooh, wow, look at that pretty game. It is a very basic, not too brightly colored game, and you start at number 1 and you go all the way to the end of the month, which is Payday. Now, we're going to play a little bit so I can share with you. The first thing I'd like to point out, and this is something that, again, I love about this game, you choose how long you're going to play. So if you have a child who doesn't like to sit, or if you are in a rush and you have a shorter time period, then you might want to play 2 or 3 months. If your child just loves Payday, or you want to do like a half-hour math review or whatever, this game you can play for 6, 7, 8, 9, or 12 months. So the first thing I love is that you as the adult get to choose how long to play. So to set up, of course, we have our board out. Next, I just like to keep them here just for easy. I have one side, only because they're spaced, doesn't really matter. I put one side our mail cards on top of the payday, and then on the other side, I put out our deal cards. So this is simple setup, and of course, I start at number 1, day number 1. So there we have it. In terms of money, we start off with our payday amount, and it says over here $325. So again, if you're teaching your children place value, let them actually deal out $325. If you want to give them an additional challenge, guess what? Tell them you don't want hundreds and give them an amount. Give them an amount not to use. Just have fun with it. This is a game and this is money. So the game is super simple, and again, if you're going to use this to teach math skills, simple is always the way to go. You roll the die and move around. So I rolled 3 and I'm going to go 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I get 3 mails. Now I'm going to walk you through. I do not know which mails they are, and I'm going to walk you through what they each mean. So mail number 1 is a postcard. Postcards, another skill. Reading. Have your child read the postcard and nothing happens. So that's a winner for reading. Number 2, I got a bill. Eesh. Pay a bill. I dent and scratch auto, parking lot, mementos. I started my month. I have a bill. So I keep the bill until the end of the month. And last one, oh no, another bill. Zap Electric Company, 1,000 kilowatts, 2.5 cents each, $25. No way. So I'm already starting with $125 in bills. They need to be paid off. And then I roll again, and I got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, I got a surprise. I got a surprise bonus. Collect 100. So yay for me. That will help me pay off my bills and $100. Now again, use this for money. If a child is learning to count by twos, you may want to ask them, could you give me 120s? And show them 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So you could really flip this game and to teach any skill you want, and that is fantastic. And we're not done yet. So a few things. You go around. These over here are called deals, the little yellow one. So if I land on a deal, I get to pick this. Now a deal, there are random deals. It tells me, let's say I want to invest. It's more like an investment in 800 pounds of copper pipe. The cost is $300. The value when I sell it, and if you want to sell it, you have to land on a buyer. The value is $650. And when I sell it, everybody rolls the die. And whoever gets the highest number also earns a commission. So you can buy 800 pounds of copper. You can buy a used sports car. Some of them are pretty low. Like, for example, a bottle collection, the cost is $200 and you make back $250. So a little bit low. And some of them are quite high. Like, let's see, let's go for a high one. Oh, like for example, you bought 2 acres of vacation land. The cost was $1,000 and you gain back $2,500. Now, something to know about the deal. When you reach payday, if you do not find a buyer, you keep the deal, but it's worth nothing. And if you find a buyer, again, you get that money, and that money is yours. So you're not guaranteed to sell it. So in this game, it is a bit of a risk. Another thing I'd like to point out with the deals, at the actual end of the game, when you decide that your months are up and nobody bought it, guess what? You're out the cash, and you don't get to sell your deal. So again, it's useless. It's no money. Something I'd like to point out in terms of the mail, let's focus on the mail now, is that there are a ton of bills. I mean, look at this. Doctor's bills, hometown bills, you have insurance bills. I mean, one turn that I played, I think it was actually as recent as yesterday. I played, the child I was playing with, let me tell you, got like 5 bills, no money, no buyers, when it came to payday, and then had to borrow money from the bank. So this game is really a lot of luck. You can earn money. For example, here, if you, let's say we started off with $325, I may choose to put $100 or $200 in the bank, and every time I go around, I get 10% back. So it's a little way if you want to, I guess, invest. Unfortunately, if you can't pay your bills, then guess what? When you reach payday, you have to take out a loan. And every time you go to payday, either A, you pay off your loan, or B, you are stuck with a paying interest every single month. So it kind of represents real life. So now that you kind of got the overview of the game and how to play it, I would like to tell you, kind of review the educational value and then my opinion. In terms of education, it's really simple. You are learning addition and subtraction of place value, and if you would like to change the interest rates to actually match real life rates, or to, actually you need to do it in terms of tens, but whatever you're learning, you can totally do that and have the kids actually practice with money. So you have your place value, and later on you have your percentages. So that's the education that this game is bringing out. Now, in terms of pros, here's what I love about this game. I like the postcards. Kids who don't like reading are practicing reading, so thumbs up for postcards. I like the fact that every single round, you choose how long you play the game. Each round is a month. I could play for 1 round, 2 rounds, 5 rounds, 10 rounds. It's up to me and my child, and of course, the time. So that is another bonus, is that I am in control for how long and short we play. Have you ever just had those games you go on and on and on, and your kids are like, or you're like, oh my gosh, when is this over? We're waiting that one? No. Payday, round over, everybody gets to payday, we're done. Now, what I don't like about this game is that it is not realistic. For example, I grew up playing this game, and I loved it. And I would still actually, I told you I played it yesterday. I do play this game. I enjoy the luck and the quick addition and the ending. I don't mind it. But what I mean by not realistic is, I grew up with the mindset of the only way to get ahead of life is take out $1 gazillion of loans, pay for whatever you want to, and eventually you'll figure it all out. Well, guess what? It was only until last year, and I kid you not, I was like, wait, student loans? Nah, those don't make sense. Credit cards? I mean, when you do online shopping, they're okay, but go into debt over what? And this game kind of supports the idea of society and ideas that I don't personally believe in. I got myself out of debt, and I'm teaching the next generation debt is not a good thing, except for, for example, your house. Unless you're a millionaire, especially where I live. Even the cheapest house is ridiculous. Even an apartment's ridiculous. But anyway, that aside, debt is not the way to live life. And in this game, you don't have that thought process. Like, okay, well, I got to pay for my car. No, maybe you don't need to pay for your car. Maybe you could have gone for the cheaper car and not gone into debt. Maybe you could have got a second job for 2 months to actually save up the money and then get your car. And this is my thought process. So I really have mixed reviews about this game. So 1 being I love it, 3 being I hate it. I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you the truth, and this breaks my heart. I would give it a 2.3. Give it a 2.3, and I'll tell you why. In terms of the actual game, it's fun, it's cute. But in terms of the long-term value it teaches the kids, that debt is okay. And I know we're all going to say, oh, it's just a game. And you're right, I play it. Oh, it is just a game. But I'm reminding my kids that debt is okay. That we borrow money to pay back our 10 bills, that maybe we didn't have to pay for 10 bills. Maybe it was okay to just pay for 2 bills. Maybe we can get a better job and have to pay for, and could afford 3 or 4 bills. And this game kind of, we're brainwashed with this notion that debt is good, and this game kind of says, yeah, you're right, debt is good, take it on. So if you're at a discount store and see it for $5 or less, I do like this game. I mean, I like the idea of place value being taught. I like I know it sounds crazy, the colors of this money, and I like that there's an ending to this game, and it's quick. I like all of that. But it's the idea, so I do play it, I'm not getting rid of this game. I enjoy it, the kids enjoy it. We like it together, so I'm not getting rid of it. But I always, before we play this game, I always remind my kids this is not realistic. We do not go into debt. And this is a fun game because guess what? We only have 20 minutes to play, and this is the game that we chose. But again, you be the judge. Find for $5 or less. I guess it's okay to have, but definitely make sure that your kids, your students know that debt is not good and this game can be fun. And most importantly, for kids who are learning place value, this is definitely one to get. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you like this game, can't stop you from getting it. So I did leave the link to the description below if you want to look more into it. It happens to be, it is under $10, so it's not a crazy expensive game, but like I said, I'm not happy to, every time you play a game, stomping your kid's head right and wrong, and this is what's stomping in. If you want more resources, if you want to see us play games, and I have actually shared Payday, so if you want to see games, again, check out the description below. I'm going to leave a link to my Instagram account where I constantly update my stories with what we're doing with the kids. So if you want more real-time, real live action game schooling, don't forget to check out there. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Have a good day.